Welcome to another Pursuing Travel with the Millers adventure, and we're heading over to Grand Turk, which is part of the Turks and Caicos Islands, which is a British overseas territory. We're specifically going to Grand Turk, and on this tour, we're going to head to the capital city of Cockburn Town and visit the National Museum. As you're driving from the cruise port, you can see a few different historic areas like a cannon, also saw by the airport, the replica of Friendship 7, John Glenn's Mercury capsule. And you also pass by quite a few of the government buildings for the territory, such as the courts, all in different colorful designs. And also you pass by some salt ponds. This is the Parliament, so the capital of the territory. So we headed over to Cockburn Town, which is the capital city. The entire island of Grand Turk has less than 5,000 people, so it's a small and quiet place. But there's some historic sites like the former prison that is now a museum that we passed by. Didn't get a chance to visit, unfortunately. But in the downtown area of Cockburn Town, you can see that there's quite a few small ma restaurants or snow cone or food truck kind of things that are there. And there's also some shops, buildings that you can go to, restaurants and things like that. But it's a relatively quiet place with wonderful views, as you can see, of the ocean. And I'll talk about a little bit later, but there's some interesting thing that you can see in the ocean there. But walking through, once again, quiet place, but we headed to the Turks and Caicos National Museum that's in a historic building that's been around for quite some time, and because we like to try to visit every national museum that we can to learn more about the country we're visiting. This one talks about, as you see here, Shipwrecks, and that was a huge Spanish cannon from a 1500s shipwreck. And then you can also see the Lucayans were the indigenous tribe that settled in the Turks and Caicos. And they also have some nice displays on the history of the building itself. Because it's in a historic place. There also talks about that, I didn't know this, that Grand Turk was a huge salt production area where those salt ponds were used to evaporate the water and get salt that they could scrape out and sell. So they were a huge exporter of salt. And beyond the museum, you have some beautiful views. And the interesting part, you'll see the light colored water, and then you see it suddenly becomes very dark blue. That is a nearly 7,000 foot drop off cliff into the Turks Passage. There's also history, like you see there, that was the original flag of the Turks and Caicos Islands, and also its British colonial history. And there's also history about the Lucayans, including this chief's chair that you see in that picture. It also talks about, of course, the different islands, that there's the Turks chain, where only 8 islands, not too many of them inhabited, only 2, including Grand Turk, and then the Caicos Islands to the west, which Providenciales is the most populated island in the chain. You can also see that there's art, so local artists, geological history, and plenty of things to see at the National Museum. It's well worth seeing in Cockburn Town. Thanks for watching. Visit our website to check out more travel destinations, and subscribe if you like this video.